So I am being presented with an argument. The argument is, in Buddhism there is a vicious circle of life called samsara. You can only extinguish this samsara by way of nirvana. So nirvana means ultimate extinguishing. So if anyone attain nirvana, there won't be any rebirth. So that's the problem that Buddhism is trying to solve. In Buddhism, the problem we try to solve is the never ending circle of life called samsara. So how do you end samsara? By nirvana. So just bear with me. I'm going to develop my standpoint unbiased and impartial, in an educational way and in a spiritual way. So the argument I am being presented with is, if life is a so-called circle, life is never ending. It goes in circles and circles, the same circle, right? It goes in the same circle, round and round. That circle is called samsara. And imagine, if this is, for instance, if this is your 700th birth, why are you being born for the 700th time? Because you have to pay. You have to pay the karmic debt. You have to pay for the sins you have committed in the previous 699 births. So that's why. So that is why birth is suffering. Birth, jati, birth is suffering. Jara, old age, becoming old, is suffering. Marana, death is suffering. Why death is suffering? Because it's not the end. If you die now, you will be born again. And no one is certain about how you will be born, where you will be born now. The one who is a human in the 700th birth, based on his karma, kusala karma or akusala karma, that is good deeds or bad deeds, depending on that you will be born again. You will, if kusala karma outweighs your akusala karma, you will be born as a goat, or else you will fall, you will be born as an animal, dog, cow, cattle, camel, who knows. So that's the thing. So the argument is, necessarily we can understand this process, but in the first place, I'm not talking about the other births. In the first place, that is in your first birth, why were you being born or created or formed in the first place, when you initially did not have to pay any karmic debt? That is, when you even haven't sinned, at a time when you haven't even sinned, at a time when you haven't even been born or created, to pay which karmic debt were you born? So do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to first explain the argument, then I'm going to try to find out a resolve using Buddhism, using the scriptures, right? So that's the, at a time when we did not have to pay any karmic debt, so why were we being born? Why were humankind, why were humans being born when we initially did not have to pay any karmic debt? So is it a result of karma? That's what we are trying to find answers to. Okay, right. When you come to Buddhism, there is something called the 5 niyamas. That is the causal factors in Buddhism. There are 5 causal factors. The first one is Utuniyama. Utuniyama means it's the natural law of non-living matter. So keep it in mind. So it deals with the non-living matter. So it's like modern day physics, chemistry, geology, because it explains how the non-living matter changes. Something like the changing of seasons, then phenomena related to climate, weather, soil, grass, water, wind. That is non-living matter. Even the earthquakes, the flood, everything, the cyclones, everything. It's a cause. It's caused due to utuniyama in Buddhism. That is, utuniyama means a law governing non-living matter. So the conditionings of non-living matter, we call it utuniyama. So all the floods, the earthquakes, the fire, heat, the temperature rises and falls in temperature, global warming, everything, it's utuniyama. And coming to bijaniyama. So why am I going through this? I want to find an answer as to what led to the creation or the forming of humankind. I'm trying to find a result to the question, why were humans born in the first place? Not in this life, but in the first life, in the first birth, in the first place. Why were human beings born? According to Buddhism, I'm trying to get an answer to this question. Coming to Bijaniyama is the law of what you call living matter. Utuniyama is non-living entities. Coming to living entities, it is Bijaniyama. Bijaniyama is the law of living matter. So that is something like modern day genetics and biology. So bija in Pali, it means seed. Yeah, I think you might have learned what you call germination, right? You plant a seed, you plant a jack seed and a jack tree will come. But you plant what you call a coconut. You plant a coconut and a banyan tree will not come. That is Bijaniyama. And not essentially being limited to this plant life, the ecosystem, not essentially limited to that. Even the humans, the fetus that develops inside the womb of a mother, how it develops and how it comes outside and how it grows, the stages of personal growth of humankind, it all falls under Bijaniyama. So we dealt with Utuniyama, Bijaniyama. Then coming to number 3 is Karma Niyama. So that I think we are closing to the finishing line. Let's see, Karma Niyama. Karma, what is karma? Karma is the effects or the results of your thoughts, words and deeds. What are thoughts? Karma Niyama. Karma means the results or the effects of what you think from your mind, what you speak from your mouth, what you do from your body, the physical actions. So karma means the deeds, the effects, the results arising from your volitional thoughts, your verbal speech and your physical actions. So that is Karma Niyama. So according to karma we distinctively identify 2 branches of karma. That is, karma is either positive or negative. That is kusala karma or akusala karma. Kusala karma means good deeds, akusala karma is bad deeds. So if you do bad deeds, you'll have to pay a karmic debt. So this is not essentially what you call a justice system in Buddhism. This is not a justice system in Buddhism. Why? Because this is not the only niyama. This is not the only niyama in Buddhism. For instance, there is a village. In that village there is a person. He always engages in doing all the kusala karma. Always he engages himself in doing kusala karma. But suddenly a flood comes. Now what is a flood? What is the flood? What is the cause for a flood? It is a natural cause, right? It is a natural phenomenon. So it is utuniyama. So when a flood comes, he won't be saved from, because the flood means a huge mass of water So the mass of water won't take a U-turn at his house. It won't avoid his house. Even his house would get caught in the flood. Sometimes he would eventually die from the flood, because what is according to Buddhism, what is a flood? Flood is utuniyama. It's not rooting from karma niyama. Karma niyama, it's either kusala karma or akusala karma, right? So that much we need to understand, right? So apart from that, there is no pinpointing. This does not pinpoint to what gave rise to creation of mankind or the forming of humankind in the first place at the beginning of samsara. This karma niyama, it does not explain that, right? And there are certain sophistications to this also, because sometimes there is a trade-off relationship between kusala karma and akusala karma. At times a person who has done 60% kusala karma and 40% akusala karma, there might be a trade-off relationship between kusala and akusala. A kusala and akusala would get trade off. But in certain scenarios, it depends on the class of karma or the type of karma. There is garuka karma, and that is a different, the subject of karma, the types of karma, it's a vast entity you need to study separately. But limited are the probabilities and the opportunities for a kusala karma and a akusala karma, both for a kusala karma to trade off and akusala karma, limited, because not all types of karma, they have this relationship, the trade-off relationship between each other. When there is not, the general conditioning applies. That is, a person's kusala karma has to outweigh akusala karma for that person, for good deeds, for good results to bear in his life, right? Coming to number 4, that is Dhamma Niyama. Dhamma means close to doctrine. That is the teaching of Buddha according to Buddhism. Dhamma Niyama. It is the nature of existence of humankind. What is dealt under Dhamma Niyama is the nature of existence of humankind. So, according to Buddhism, what is the nature of existence of humankind? Simple. Anitya, dukkha, anatma. Anitya, everything is impermanent. Dukkha, everything is suffering. Anatma, there is no self. There is no self. For instance, there is a person called Nimal, and there is a person called Sam. Nimal, Sam, Paul, Roger, those are labels we have given to people. Those are labels. We can label the person, but inside of it there is no self, because the self, it changes every second. The self keeps on changing depending on kusala akusala karma. For instance, someone who is a human in this birth, the next birth, if his the logic is, if his kusala karma outweighs akusala karma, okay, he will even become a god. Or if the other way around works out, if his akusala karma outweighs his kusala karma, then he will become a dog, a pig, even a bird. That's it. That's the Dhamma Niyama. Then Chitta Niyama. Coming to Chitta Niyama, Chitta means mind. So it's all the laws pertain to the mental activity in modern day psychology. So in Buddhism, the mind is a sense organ. The mind is a sense organ, and whatever we think of, our thoughts, they are sense objects. They are sense objects. So we went through the 5 niyamas. So what was my aim? My aim was to find an answer, to pinpoint what was the cause for the birth of humankind in the first place, that is at the starting point of samsara. That was the question to which I was trying to find out a resolve using Buddhism. So the argument being, why were humans being born in the first place in samsara when there was no karmic debt to pay? So it's a difficult question. After going through all this, I don't have an answer. I thought the 5 causal factors in Buddhism, it might provide us with a satisfactory answer. No. So I thought the answer would lie in karma niyama, that is karma, kusala or akusala karma. No. The role, the exalted position Christians have given to God, Buddhists give that same prominence to karma when it comes to Buddhism, because karma controls whether a person becomes a god, a human, or a dog in Buddhism. That is kusala karma. If you do kusala karma, you can be a god, you can be a man. But if you all you have accumulated and done and said is akusala karma, then you will end up becoming a serpent, a dog, a pigeon, a bird. We are not certain about. So we have no choice. There is no choice when it comes to Buddhism. We can't choose how we will be born and where we will be born, in which form, whether we are going to be a god, an animal. We have no choice. Humankind, they have no choice. They simply they have to comply with, willingly or reluctantly. That's the thing when it comes to Buddhism. So it's every religion is fundamentally different. Every religion is fundamentally different, but superficially they are the same. Superficially they are the same. Why do I say that? Because in Buddhism we find here what Christians, the place Christians give to God. I find Buddhists giving that same place to karma. They give the same place to karma, because karma is the governing factor of birth of humankind. And coming to Dhamma Niyama says, what is the nature of existence of humankind? That is anitya. Life is everything, not including life. Everything is impermanent. Dukkha, everything is suffering. Anatma, there is no self. Because a god can become a human. When it becomes a human, we are not still going to refer it to as God. There is not God self, that is human self. And when it again declines to that of a lesser being, like a dog, that is a dog self. That's the thing, simply. So it's very difficult, according to I don't know, wherever we try to find resources in Buddhist literature, wherever we find, it's really difficult to cite and give a direct answer to this question. It's really difficult. So my point being, so depending on the nature of this question, depending on the intensity of this question, and depending on the answer of this question, please do not, you are not going to it is ill-advised. You should not take a decision. No, I'm not going to be a Buddhism. I'm not going to be a Buddhist. No, don't take that decision. No, I'm going to be a Christian. No, that's not the thing. The whole point of this question, the whole point of this lesson, the whole point of going through elaborate theory, discussion and analysis all this time is that the concluding remark I want to make is, just because Buddha did not give anything to me, no, I'm going to God, I'm going to head to Christianity. Don't take the decision, because Buddha highlights in nirvana. Nirvana is extinguishing. Under the Asattu Bodhi tree, Buddha became enlightened. That is, he removed everything, all the mental afflictions, physical afflictions, everything of the world he removed. So when he was free from everything that belonged to world, he said, there won't be another rebirth for me. I have ended this samsara because I have attained nirvana. So that's what Buddha said. But when it comes to Christianity, the thing is very different, because Jesus died on the cross. After 3 days he rose from the dead. That is called resurrection. With God in human form, we call him Jesus. So with God, Jesus Christ, there is eternal life. Christians don't believe in previous birth. This is their first birth, and after they die, like Jesus rose from dead, they will rise from dead. They will go to God, where God will give them eternal life. They will go to God and they will have eternal life. So that's what Christians believe, and this is what Buddhists believe. So I'm not going to argue about that. I'm not going to argue about Christianity. I'm not going to argue about Buddhism. If you are a Buddhist listening to this, my message to you is, if you are a Christian listening to this, my message to you is, because you heard these words of mine, don't go to change your religion. Don't witness or experience a change of your heart, a change of your faith, a change of your knowledge. What I'm trying to suggest is how you should look up to your religion. That much of a standpoint I am going to offer to you. Now, if what you call in Buddhism, Gautama Lord Buddha, under Asattu Bodhi tree, he attained nirvana. He was enlightened. So the Bodhi tree is the place where Buddha gave up everything. But imagine a Buddhist today going to the Bodhi tree, and he would tie a flag there. He would tie a coin there. What is a coin? A vow. Right? Why are conventional Buddhists doing all those things? That's their faith. But essentially, the Buddha removed everything under the Bodhi tree. But the Buddhists, all of them, they go to the Bodhi tree and they ask for this, ask for that. Worldly things. That is the thing. So what the message I am trying to give is, if you are a Buddhist, you should only follow the Buddha. You should not follow any other god, because in Buddhist literature it is said, Satta Deva Manussana. Even gods, there are 330 million deities. There are 330 million deities in Buddhist literature. According to Buddhist literature, it is said there are 330 million deities, and those 330 million deities, they came at night time to listen to the preachings, the Dhamma, the doctrine that was preached by Buddha. So, compared to Buddha, every other being, even gods, they were lesser beings. So you should not follow anyone or anything lesser, right? Because when you follow gods, that is not Buddhism. That is not Buddhism. So what is a Buddhist? Buddhist is one who follows or takes the path of Buddha. And my message to you Christians out there, who is a Christian? Christian is a one who only follows Jesus Christ, the path shown by Jesus Christ, who follows in the path of Jesus Christ. That sort of a devotee, we call him a Christian. So understand these things. If you are following any other, you are not either a Buddhist, you are not either a Christian. So if you are a Buddhist, follow Buddha. If you are a Christian, follow Jesus. So coming to answering arguments like this, please bear in mind, we as humans, we are not all wise. We are not all that wise. We are not all knowledgeable. Just because we have the internet, it doesn't mean even the internet, Professor Google knows 100% of everything. Professor Google only knows what was being fed to the Google service. Apart from that, no one would not know everything about everything. So that much you need to understand. So when basing arguments about other religion, if you have done that previously up to this point of your life, please do not do such things. Do not argue about other religions. If you are a true Buddhist, be truthful and take the path of Buddha, shown by Buddha. You follow in that path. If you are a true Christian, you follow the path of Jesus Christ. Anyone who does not do this sincerely, in a genuine way, he will try to cause trouble with other religions. He will be, oh, what is the answer for this question, for this question, for this question? That is you are messing up with the theory. You are messing up. That is your faith, your religion exists in the theoretical framework. The religion or the faith should not exist in the theoretical framework. The place where your faith, your religion, your love to Buddha or your love to God, whatever that is, faith in Buddhism or in Christianity, it should only reside in your heart. So the faith that should reside in your heart, if it lies in your notes, in your books, then that is theory. With what theory produce is reasoning, debating, who can answer this question, this is a tongue twister, that sort of mere entertainment. You as faithful devotees, faithful followers, you should not produce such fascinating, amusing, you should not succumb to that mentality. You should not try to satiate yourself of such mere pleasures. That's what I'm telling. That's all that I'm telling. So all that I am asking is, if you are a true Buddhist, you follow in the path of Buddha. That is, you are going to extinguish everything from your life. Because in Buddhism the goal is nirvana. If your goal is not nirvana, then you are not sincerely following Buddha, right? That means you are following someone else. In Christianity, the ultimate goal is eternal life. That is communion with God. You are going to meet your God. If that is not the ultimate goal of your life, if you are not giving the first place of your life to God, then you are not a Christian, you are somebody else. If you are not giving your first place to the Buddha, the second place to Dhamma, the third place to Sangha, then you are not a Buddhist, you are somebody else. That's why. So don't be somebody else. If you are a Buddhist, be a Buddhist, follow Buddha. If you are a Christian, be a Christian, follow Jesus Christ. If you are someone else, you follow the leader of your faith, God, or whatever. That's the thing. In your religious, more than religious, I don't like to use the word religion. In your spiritual pursuit, be diligent, be consistent, be sincere. If you are not being sincere to Buddha or to God, you will not listen to the word of Buddha or God. The thing you need to know is that if you haven't settled your feet in one place, that means you don't have your feet at any place. If you don't take a side when it comes to spiritual engaging, because certain people have ended their life without religion. For instance, T.S. Eliot, he died without religion, right? If you don't have your feet at one place, that means you don't have your feet at any place. So if you are a Buddhist, be Buddhist. If you are a Christian, be Christian. If you are somebody else, be that. I mean, be sincere, be genuine in your, not religious, I prefer the word spiritual, in your spiritual pursuit and spiritual endeavor. That is a must. Because one cannot be 50% Buddhist and 50% Christian at the same time. I worship Buddha and I worship Jesus Christ also. They can bring up reasoning that is to build up that logic. No. I rebuke all such because that is nonsense. That is mere nonsense, because you cannot be 50% Buddhist, you cannot be 50% Christian, because that way then you are going to enjoy the 50% nirvana and you are going to enjoy other 50% of immortality, that is eternal life. No. That is, you cannot be part Buddhist, part Christian. You can only be full Buddhist or full Christian. There is no full part. Buddhist means full Buddhist, 100% Buddhist. Christian means 100% Christian. This much you need to understand in your life, because if you don't have the goal, the leader of your faith have shown to you, that is, if you don't have nirvana as the ultimate goal in your life, you are not a Buddhist. If you don't have eternal life given by Jesus Christ as the ultimate goal of your life, you are not a Christian. So up to now, if you haven't been a Buddhist, be a Buddhist. Up to now, if you haven't been a Christian, be a Christian. But don't be both, or what you call multi-religious, multicultural. You cannot be. Take side with one faith and grow in that faith and reap all the good results of that faith. Be sincere, because only through sincerity, only through consistency of the pursuit of that spiritual endeavor, that spiritual journey, the spiritual track, you are going to witness growth in that faith. Only if you grow in that faith, you will bear good fruit and ultimately achieve that ultimate goal shown by the leader of that particular faith. So after 30 minutes of discussion, vigorous discussion, we narrowed down spiritual pursuit to a choice that you have to make depending on the ultimate goal or benefit you wish to reap or enjoy in your life. If you want eternal life, you choose Jesus Christ, and if you want nirvana, that is to stop being born again in samsara, you choose Buddha, that is to be a Buddhist. So you either be a Buddhist or a Christian, and don't be in between. Like Stephen Hawking, T.S. Eliot, people who died without any religion, people who died without religion, without no sense of spiritual pursuit. This spiritual pursuit is vital, and it does not matter as long as you fall under one spiritual category. That is, you are in the journey, you are exerting an effort to cleanse your spirit, to develop it. You are exercising an effort to grow spiritually. Make that decision. That is a personal choice. It cannot be enforced upon another by someone else. So that personal choice you should take exercising your free will. You are free to make your own choice. You are free to choose between either Buddha or God, depending on what kind of life you want to live. What is your world view? What kind of end? That is, how do you wish to end your life? Do you want to end it from here, or you want to ensure immortality after this life? If you look at those people who accuse of other religions, if you take 5 minutes time to examine the lives of those people, you will find out that people who accuse of religions are people who do not have a religion. Bear in mind that they might be nominal Buddhists, they might be nominal Christians, but they are not genuine Buddhists, or they are not authentic Christians. What does that mean? Any person who has not with consistence spiritually grown and developed under one particular religion, he will surely to cope up with his inbuilt frustration. With whom he is frustrated at? He is frustrated with himself because he has not spiritually grown or developed under that particular religion. For that, how will he cope with that inbuilt pent-up frustration? He will let it upon others. He will let it upon others of his fellow faith, or other people of other various differing faiths. That is how people who have not with consistency spiritually grown and developed under one particular religion, that is the measures taken by them. The measures taken by them to cope up with their spiritual inadequacies. Imagine a person who has spiritually grown and developed. He won't be making any allegations, any accusations. He won't go on making blasphemy out of himself. That's the thing. So what I'm going to tell you next is the most crucial of all messages I have to give. I think if anybody of you out there even have had a glimpse of this truth, even have had a glimpse of this truth, your life would have been way more different than what it is now at present. That is, most of us 99% majority of humankind, we are accustomed to taking decisions by our brain, using our brain. We are accustomed to taking decisions using our brain, not using our heart, not by our heart. But what is a spiritual pursuit? What is a religion? How do you spiritually grow consistently, with consistency in one particular religion? You have to accept it. You have to embrace it with all your heart, with all your soul. You have to believe in it from your heart, with all your heart. Then only you can, with consistency, with time, spiritually develop, grow under one particular religion. So you can ace an exam. To write an exam, to sit for an exam, you need to study, prepare, you need to put up a massive effort. That is massive effort. You need to use your brain, because what is an exam? That is a thing of the world. That is a thing of the world. I compare academics, exams to another physical want, a physical need. That is another physical need. That is why all people who are educated, all those who are educated, they are not successful in their spiritual endeavor, because exams, intellectuals, they are born because of their brain. Intellectuals are born out of the brain, but spiritual leaders, they are born out of the heart. For you to grow spiritually, for your spirit to grow, you need not put a effort. You need not put a massive effort. Then for spiritual growth and development will only start when your spirit is clean. When you have forgiven others, when you start loving all others, when you start respecting every other alike, when good thoughts produce in you, when good actions flower in you, that is when you will experience a spiritual transformation. The one and only quality, the first and foremost quality Jesus Christ emphasized on is love. Love your neighbor, love yourself, love your enemy, love your parents. Likewise, in Buddhism, we find many: metta, loving kindness, mudita, sympathy, karuna, compassion, upekkha, equanimity. So likewise, if we do not grow in these spiritual qualities, we will never have a spiritual development. So spiritual development stems from the heart. It stems from the heart, but not from the brain. That's why people who are good at math, people who are good at science, people, that is why Stephen Hawking, T.S. Eliot, they were not good at their spiritual cause. They failed. You see, Michael Jackson, he started earning lots of money. He started earning, but his life spiritually went backwards. When money came from this door, he witnessed a spiritual decline. He was declining. He was going backward in his spiritual cause. That's why most people who are educated, they fail miserably at their spiritual life, spiritual pursuit. Most people who have lots of finance, lots of money in their bank, most people who have lots of asset, lots of cash, lots of property, who are abundant with financial, economic resources, they do not have peace of mind when they go to bed. Look at their family life. The quality of their family life, it is degrading day by day. It is degrading. They do not have happiness. They cannot find happiness in the family, happiness from each other. Their family life, it's like a shredded piece of paper. Why? They are spiritually poor. They are physically, they are economically, they are rich, but they are spiritually poor. That's the reason. So coming back to my main point, that is 99% of humankind, we are accustomed to making decisions from using our brain, not from our heart. And next understand, to make decisions with what? We need more courage. To make decisions with what? With brain or the heart? We require more courage. My friend, to make decisions of the brain, we need not that much of courage. But to make decisions of the heart, to believe in something we haven't seen, to believe in someone who we haven't seen, to believe in something we haven't heard. I haven't seen Jesus physically, nor have I seen Buddha physically, right? I haven't heard Buddha preach physically. I haven't heard Jesus preach physically. So, to believe in such a figure, to believe in such a teaching, I need faith. To believe in such a person, to believe in such a sermon, to believe in such a teaching, I need to have courage. I need to be bold in my heart, because it's a decision of the heart, because that sort of a decision that's going to change the entire course of my life. I'm not taking it from the brain, I'm taking it from the heart. That is a decision of the heart. So to take decisions of the heart, we should be more bold, more gay. So faith is a decision we take from our heart. It's faith, religion, spiritual pursuit, spiritual endeavor, everything that is spiritual, it stems from our heart. Unless you have opened up all your heart, all your soul, either to the Buddha, either to the Jesus, you won't be a true Buddhist, you won't be a true Christian. This is my message. This is my message. Some people who are accustomed to taking decisions from their brain, they tell me to simplify their decision by removing the other alternative. Okay, a choice. What is a choice? A choice starts. A choice rises because there are two alternatives. What are the two alternatives? One is Buddhism. Imagine the other is Christianity. Right? There are two choices. Now, how will a person who is accustomed to taking decisions from the brain tackle this problem? Okay, he will put Buddhism to one column. He will put Christianity to the other. He will make a tabular presentation, that is a compare-contrast. He will compare and contrast between those two. He will analyze the leaders, their teaching, their goal, the truth, what they have presented, the testimonials, how they have affected, how they will change the life, their ultimate goal, everything. But at the end, will he be able to take a decision? No. Like this judgment. I haven't seen the Buddha physically. I haven't heard his sermons. I haven't heard Buddha preach physically. So I cannot rebuke Buddha. I cannot rebuke Buddha entirely. No, I cannot. That's the same with Christianity. So that's why we need not see from our physical eyes when we are going to take when we are about to embark on a spiritual course of life. When we are about to embark on a spiritual course of life, we need to see that spiritual teaching. We need to see that spiritual leader from a spiritual eye. That is, we need to open all of our hearts. From all of your heart, we need to seek that spiritual leader. We need to seek his teaching. I don't know, this just popped up. I don't know, for some reason, none of the spiritual leaders are female personas. I don't know, for some reason, none of the spiritual leaders are spiritual leaders. That is the founders of that faith, that doctrine, that philosophy. None of them are female personas. For which question I don't have the answer. It just popped up as a thought bubble in my head. Right. Starting from where we put off the conversation, our mainstream conversation was that the people who are accustomed to taking decisions from the brain, they want me to simplify. They want me, or either they look for consolation, words of consolation. They go to different people of different backgrounds. They go and interview them. They ask questions of such nature that they are escaping from making a choice, because this sort of a choice, a spiritual choice, cannot be taken from the brain. So because it needs to be taken, done and dealt with the heart, they are seeking advice. From another to that is their previous experience is taking decisions by brain. So that pressure forms inside of them, and that experience recalls them, drags them back again, because that's sort of a habit formation. For 35 years, 45 years, 60 years, they have been accustomed to taking decisions from brain, and so what they look is to in a tabular form they list out all the possibilities, all the criteria. They will evaluate, they will analyze everything, and finally from that they will try to come to a conclusion, come to choosing between them. But it is not possible. It is not possible, because why do they do that? Why do they compare, contrast, analyze, summarize, evaluate the two religions, the two philosophies, the two teachings? Why do they do that? Because they want to eradicate another. They want to eradicate completely. They want to prove that compared to one thing, the other is false. The other is false. The other is not the truth. They want to eradicate another option. When one option between two is being eradicated, what will be left with? There will only be another one. So the remaining one, if there is only one remaining, do I need to take a choice? Do I need to make a choice from my heart? No. There is only one left. So that is how they scientifically arrive at spiritual encounters. That is how they scientifically solve spiritual problems. No, my friend. Likewise, I mentioned earlier, I cannot refute Buddha, because I haven't seen him or either the 330 million deities. I haven't seen any of them. The same is true with Jesus Christ. So they are long gone. Buddha, after nirvana, after they say in Pali Mahaparinibbana, Buddha will never be born again. There is no rebirth for Buddha, right? There is no rebirth for Gautama Lord Buddha. So I won't be able to scientifically, physically validate the existence of Buddha. I won't be able to do that. So this is not a scientific process. This spiritual, when it comes to spiritual matters, we cannot scientifically prove or negate them, right? There is no scientific processing. We cannot carbon date, fossilization, and all those scientific scenarios. Please get rid of those things. We cannot take a scientific standpoint on spiritual matters. We cannot angle on spiritual matters from a scientific standpoint, because science, it stems from the brain. Science is one thing. Exams, they are one thing. They are physical things. They won't do any good for your spiritual development, for your mental happiness, for your peace of mind, that you should achieve through spiritual growth and development. You either spiritual grow in Buddhism, or you either spiritual grow in Christianity. That is what I'm telling you. So people who are accustomed to taking decisions using their brain, people who are accustomed to taking scientific approaches to spiritual matters, they fail miserably in life, because we cannot use science to prove, negate, or grow or develop in a particular spiritual cause. to grow or develop in a spiritual cause, the one and only necessity, the requisite is that you, with all your heart, with all your soul, you believe in that spiritual reader, you believe in that spiritual teaching. That is called faith. Faith is not a product of the brain. Faith is a product of the heart. Until you produce faith from your heart, it does not take effect. It only takes belief. You 100% trust with your eyes closed, because even though you open it, you won't be able to see them. They are long gone. That's what I'm emphasizing. So this is faith. Faith is not a product of the brain. So you cannot transact with the Buddha, you cannot transact with the God, you cannot bribe them, you cannot buy them with your cash. So my advice to you, my friend, being, if you want to be good at academics, fine, use your brain. But if you want to spiritually grow and develop, use your heart. That requires more courage. Because you are believing in something you haven't physically seen or physically heard of.